right. It is I, WJ, the Warrior Junior, who is always, I don't know about always. It's, you know, sometimes, I try to come up with creative insights and views and ways to, separate myself. There's a saying, I know I've said it many times, but it's better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep, you know? And you're like, well, one day as a lion, that means you're going to die at the end of the day. Well, the 100 years is going to go by very fast, believe it or not, and you'll die as a sheep, So, it's an amazing thing when you think about it. Like 20, and I was like, that's 20 fucking years. I was like, wow, that's 1/5 of 100. I mean, it's like, it's a lot. Um, so I want to talk. I don't want to really talk about that, but I want to talk about my recent poker experiences, and kind of give a backstory of my experience playing, what I've been trying to accomplish, in the game as of today, So, to give you a brief overview, I started actually playing underage at the Commerce Casino. I was 20 and a half years old, and they had draw poker there at the time. Now we're talking 93, like late 93. I had no idea how to play at all. I was playing for the lowest money possible because when I was 18, I started betting at the racetrack, on my own, and I just didn't like the idea of not being able to control come of the you know of the race, like what there's nothing, there's no thing like when you're playing cards, the cards are in your hands, like you can decide, how to bet, and what in blackjack too, you make a decision, but I tried that too, but that's another story. So anyway, over the past 20 years, I basically played a lot of seven card stud against house players at the Commerce, where I got, my ass handed to me year after year after year. But you understand, like the level of money that I played for was very high for my bankroll. So I built the hardness, to play for what I would consider good money. Um, then I moved on to limit hold'em, which did not take me long to figure out. Um, I like that better because the variables, like stud is a real grind game that, you got to get the set. Everybody gets seven cards, and little by little you're building a hand, and the odds are you're not going to have it. It's a lot. It's not like in Hold'em where you could have 2-7 off suit, and then the flop comes out 7-7. Like they don't know, but people start betting. You're not going to invest with a garbage 2-7 or 2-10 or whatever, but sometimes people do. It depends. It all depends. But the higher money, of course, if you're going to play the more premium hands with the hope of, a good flop, ace king, ace queen, king queen, especially if you're playing for something substantial, you can't, you want to bet when the odds are in your favor, pocket pairs and stuff, because people are betting pre-flop, and you're going to go in with 6-8 of clubs, whatever, thinking, the flop can come out. I could have a flush there, yeah, but the odds are you're not going to have, or sixes and eights all come out, yeah, you're going to fill it, but the odds of that, it's more than likely not going to happen. Um, every once in a while, people they fold in, and then those cards do come out, and they're like, oh, I would have had, but No, the odds are you need to play the premium hands. Even ace deuce suited. It's good, but again, you think like you're gonna have a straight flush, or three, four, five gonna come out, or I mean, flush could come out, aces, but again, there's just situations. Now, I'm going to talk about what happened in Las Vegas. Let's not give a tutorial on how to play certain hands in limit poker. No limit. I have a little experience playing it, but it is the same game. But again, the whole idea is more of all in, and putting a lot of pressure on people, and it's actually way better than limit. Limit, you're limited, to how much you can bet, but in no limit, you have in a tournament, you have the base amount, if it's 100, 200, and then you go up from there. You decide. It's actually a way better game. Overall, I like it a lot better, especially in a tournament format, because it's like, you're in for your entry, that's it, and the whole idea is to accumulate as much chips as possible, to outlast, and everybody else, so you can win. Um, Easier said than done, but most of it, yeah, like it's they say, oh, it's a seat, but the cards go around, so the whole idea is to and you can bluff too. A lot of people don't do that. They limit themselves to, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that, I play this way, I don't do that. I think you have to have an open mind to everything, and I'll give you, I called him, he had tens, I had aces, my aces held up. I knocked him out of the tournament. And then there were times like I had another aces again, and I went all in, and everybody else folded. Where maybe I should have checked and saw the flop, and then somebody bet. But then you don't want them to catch. You don't want anybody to fucking get their straight on you, and you die with your aces. The whole idea is to put as much pressure on people to make them chase. Now the odds are they're not going to catch. Rarely they do. People don't invest big money to hope on the river they're going to hit. They don't. It's very rare. It does. I mean, that people do hit. I mean, but those are the exceptions to the norm. Most of the time, your cards going in. After you got a pocket pair. Nobody has any odds of them catching you if they don't have anything. The odds are not in their favor. So anyway, I went to Las Vegas um, last earlier this week. There was supposed to be a tournament. I wanted to play it at the MGM. It was actually canceled, believe it or not. I found that out on my way to the airport, but I had two tournaments that I was going to play there. So my intention was on the later one. It was a mixed game. It was limit, stud, limit hold'em, and stud. So that was really my intention, just to play in that event. $600, quite substantial for a low guarantee, but I know those games. So I figured, okay, well, but there was a tournament at the Orleans on Wednesday. It was a $200 buy-in, so these are very low for me. Like I very little for that kind of money. That's nothing. A couple $100 does not faze me. Um, as much as a $600 entry fee to the event to play in. At the Orleans event, I came in 37th, I think. They 34 places. I missed the money by a couple places, and what happened was like the last hand before dinner break, and I was like being whittled. I didn't have like I was getting down. I forgot not that many chips. I know I almost had nothing, and it was the last hand, and the dinner break's 45 minutes, and I really just I kind of was, I didn't know, I kind of had enough at that point because I knew I couldn't win the tournament. So, and then there was no trophies. It was a jacket. You win. I forget how much first place paid. I could look it up. So it wasn't that much, but I kind of had enough at that point. I didn't care anymore. So I went all in. I forget what I had on the hand. It wasn't good enough. and I walked out and went to In-N-Out Burger in Vegas. But then I found out at the MGM they have like these nightly tournaments. They have one that's supposed to start at 7, and then they have a 9 o'clock. And no, I'm sorry, they have a 7 and a midnight tournament. So I asked the guy, I said, "Can I play in both?" And he goes, "Well, depends if they you can, but usually it's like the first one takes a little longer, so I don't know." So what they did was they changed the time for the 7 o'clock one to start at 9. Trying to remember. Oh, so I played in on my first night there. I played in that tournament they rescheduled. I started at 9, and I came in. I made final table, and I came in sixth place. I came in sixth place that tournament. Um, yeah, it was didn't finish till 3 in the morning. That the one that started at, at, at 9, the one at midnight, I don't know. Um, yeah, I made it to sixth, final table, sixth place, paid $605. Top three people, I stayed to watch the conclusion. The top three guys, they split like $200. There's a big turnout. Smaller trophy. I guess none of them cared about it. It's like whoever was the chip leader gets it. Um, I was disappointed because if I would have made the top three, I would have got more money, and then I definitely would have got the trophy since they didn't give a shit about it. Fucking nice. These trophies, they're crystal, not glass. I saw them. There was like the big fucking heavy one. I tried to lift it up. It was like 35 pounds, maybe more. Fucking heavy for the bigger tournaments, and they had a rectangular one that was nice. And this one that was like a square on a bezel or something that light that turns. It's really fucking nice, and they engrave your name on it. I mean, it's a story for a lifetime. You win one of these things. So I wanted one. So I said, if I play in any of these smaller tournaments, you still get one. A smaller one, smaller than the one that's the square. But I seen it. I know basically what it is, and I was like, dude, I wish I could win one of these. So that was like my mo, like for the Vegas. So the first, the second tournament was at the MGM. I got sixth place. Then I played um, the next night. I played the 7 p.m. and then the midnight one. I made final table both times. But I didn't mention. Okay, so what happened in the big tournament? That's what I played. I played and I made final table and I got knocked out. I got ninth place. The dude with the final table, his name was like Ari something. I don't know. He was a pro. They told me this guy's a fucking pro. And then there's some dude sitting next to me. He's got a fucking bracelet on. He's got the World Series bracelet from like 4 years ago. He told me. So he got like two super strong table. I was so short stacked. I was almost eliminated anyway. The guy goes like all in. I think he had queen three and no, Ari eliminated me. I'm sorry. That's another turn. What happened with the deuce? I'll tell you about that one later. What happened was it was stud. I was playing against Ari. He had in stud. He had a 7 showing. I had pocket sevens, and then I was all in, so he turns it over. He has hitting the 2 cards. He had nines, pocket nines, and then nothing else. We all got our cards now. My last card, I had a shot at a flush. I didn't make it, and I didn't pair up. So my sevens loses to his nines, and he winds up winning the whole tournament. So I did make final. I didn't get any money for ninth place. They only paid down 4 because such a low turnout for fucking event. That $600 buy-in only paid 4 places. I got ninth. I got nothing. Then I played them that night. Um, that was tournament number 4, my last one. No money. Uh, I got eighth. I got eighth on that one. I outlasted one other guy in final table. I got eighth. They only paid down um, 4, I think. Yeah, for that one. Yeah, the last hand, I remember I had pocket deuces. Guy just turned over queen three, and he makes a flush on the river. He beat me. I remember one hand I had pocket jacks. Flop comes out three fucking clubs, and I was worried. And the guy didn't. He made a decent sized bet. In the turn, it was a fucking jack, the jack of clubs. So I'm like, dude's got a fucking flush, already. But I got three jacks already with the river to go. So he makes another decent sized bet, and I was like, I pair up, I'll kill him. And I didn't. I think the last card, was another club. I think, I don't know. He had the ace of clubs. I knew he had it. He didn't go all in, but I knew I just had to see it because my three jacks. I knew, what am I gonna do? What if the guy had two pair? I mean, I would have fucking been dancing. But no, he had the flush, and that was that. So four tournaments total, three final tables, all at the MGM, one cash at the MGM, and that was my Vegas trip. Commerce. I mean, I'm sorry, the bicycle club. I tried. It's hard because you go to Vegas and I wanted to. Oh, you know, my friend Ruben, he just criticizes me so much about my gambling. Like, oh, you're gonna lose money, you're not gonna win nothing. I just like to have a story to tell. Boy, those 2 days went by so fast out there. You know, and I left Friday morning, so yeah, so 2 days, it's like nothing. It's because I like to sleep. One thing that really bothered me about these tournaments is at the Orleans, they had a good dinner break or whatever, 40 minutes break. But the MGM tournaments I played in, there were no, it's like 15-minute break, no food, like you don't have time. You got to bring your own food with you, or the restaurants are too far away. Some chicken quesadillas that pretty fast. But, it's just ridiculous the way that they have it set up, to play in a tournament like this and don't have any time to eat anything. I mean, I did play some Pai Gow Poker, Tropicana, Flamingo, Harris, I think, Link. I didn't make it really. I got even money. I made like $25 at the Trop. After I made a $500 bet, I was spot was due, so I was able to even up there. The Link. What pissed me off? Yeah, I made a little bit of money out of all the other places, but what really pissed me off was like a spot was really due. I'm betting two spots at the Link, and I had my bet down on one spot, and I was adding up like $25 stacks 25 to bet like at least $300 on that spot that was due, and the dealer deals the cards in the machine. So I go, whoa, 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 and he goes, you can bet the next one, and I go, no, no, because I time it out, like it was due to lose. A fucking dealer, like who knows if that would have won or lost. I hate that. If they ruin your flow of what you think is going to win, then don't fucking bet it. Just quit. And that's what I did. So whatever that cost me or didn't, whatever. Who the fuck knows? It's over. That was what happened in Vegas. I really thought I was going to walk out with one of those trophies. I really did. I knocked out a lot of people, and it didn't happen.